Thanks so much for joining us for another update on MarkTwainZephyr.com. Also, our Facebook and Twitter pages at Mark Twain Zephyr. I'm Robert Tabor, Director of Passenger Development for the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad. And yeah, we're here with another update. It is Sunday, August 8th, 2021. And we are going to begin once again in the kitchen area of the Huckleberry Finn, where our workers Bob and Brian have been working very hard this week. They've completed all the walls, ceilings, and are working today, this weekend here, to finish up the flooring. Let's check in with them right now and see what they're up to. Wow, what a week of difference here. Holy mackerel. You got the ceiling in, got the walls ceiling done. So, what are we doing here now?
Like we talked last time, this is going to be an actual, kitchen grade floor.
Okay.
We really don't, this does not get screwed to the floor at all. It just gets set into this massive amounts of thin set.
It'd probably be too hard to screw each one into the stainless steel, I'd imagine, huh?
No, it wouldn't. I mean, we got the wood subfloors are screwed in, but it's all down into these ridges, and then after the fact, these seams get taped and thin setted like you would with drywall. It just all becomes one gigantic sheet of cement board. So even if one tiny little spot would come loose, it really wouldn't make a difference. But this stuff is pretty locked in after it dries.
Okay.
And this is this particular type of thin set is called full flex. So it allows, a little bit of movement.
Okay.
If you're doing it in a house and you got, your floor joists are on 24-inch centers and you got a little wobble to your floor, you use a full flex. But hopefully, these trains shift so much even when you're not rolling, because one day the door works and we have an extreme temperature change, and the next day it doesn't, and I mean they shift and move so much that sometimes you'd swear someone's pounding on the side of them. But
so it's a good thing to use for a train.
It is. Well, some of the other cars that we have, they actually have the floor is concrete. It's poured concrete on top of it, and essentially, like I say, we're putting it down so thick it all goes down into these ribs, and there's so many holes in there that it actually, it'll push through the hole, and that's what makes it all lock in.
Okay.
So it's going to be a pretty darn stable floor.
Okay.
So when you're in here washing dishes,
Yeah.
We're thinking about you. You can put a nice fatigue mat there, and you don't have to worry about dropping pots and pans because the floor will take it.
Make it a lot easier, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just a
cement board,
and then the mix is just.
It's thin set. You can buy it at any tile place. It's just it's standard. They make different variations of it. They make full flex, they make sturdy flex, and they make just straight. Wow. The sturdy flex is a little bit less flexible than this, and it just all that matters is it's the how much polymers are added to it.
Okay.
The more polymers, obviously, the more flexible it is, the more expensive it is.
So you'll finish doing this today all the way back to where Brian's standing, and then
all the pieces
and then on the other side you won't have to, right? Because that's already wood.
Carpeted.
Okay, so that'll be carpeted, and then this is the tile. So then you'll let it sit for the rest of the weekend, and then come back Monday, or?
Well, someone's gonna come in and do all the painting in here this weekend.
Oh.
See, if you were to see down there, I got a lot of holes cut through this. Then I need to wait to get some specs on the appliances.
Okay.
So I know how many amps they draw, so I can pull wires through for everything.
Okay, I saw that over here. So this is, you said the fridge is going to be
the
two fridges will be over here.
Up in there, we'll have something coming up to feed the steam table.
Oh.
A row of outlets above the steam table on the counter, and then something for overhead lights.
Okay.
Down there, we'll have something coming up right where Brian is standing.
Yeah.
That'll be for the burners.
Okay.
And then in that back corner, we'll have something coming up for a instant water heater on demand.
Nice.
Dishwasher, and then the 2 Combotherm, the big commercial ovens.
Okay. How long does this take all to dry so you can walk on it again?
It should be dry by spring.
What? No.
That's okay. We know Robert's a little slow.
It's my Monday. Leave me alone.
No, it'll be dry.
A couple hours.
Walkable. A good 12.
Oh, okay.
12 hours. I mean, we're putting it down thick.
Yeah.
The thicker it is, the longer it takes to dry.
Yeah.
It also is sitting on top of steel, which doesn't absorb water, so that.
Think about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
It takes a little bit longer for it to dry. But it'll be good to go. Okay, thanks a lot, Bob and Brian. And we have a little special treat for you this Sunday. On our recent tour down to Hannibal in Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa, we had the chance to catch up with the daughter of Betty Vaughn Stevens. She was just about a 12-year-old girl from LaGrange, Missouri, when she was chosen to be part of the Becky Thatcher competition at the original groundbreaking and dedication of the Mark Twain Zephyr on May 1935. She survived into her 90s, just passing less than 10 years ago. They donated the actual dress that she wore for the occasion to the Mark Twain Home and Museum. And it does rotate in and out of the displays there. And even though her daughter didn't remember all that much of that experience, of course she wasn't alive then, she remembered a few stories told by her mother, and she was nice enough to sit down with us and share that. All right, well, so tell us, what is your connection to the Mark Twain Zephyr?
My mother was the first Becky Thatcher.
At the 1935 inauguration?
Yes, 1935.
And what did she tell you about it, or what does she remember about it?
She never really said too much about it. It was just kind of one of those things that she did. But when he had his 200th birthday celebration here in Hannibal, that's the first time I found out that she even had her dress. So it was kind of a shock to me. But like I said, then when she died, we were cleaning out her house, and I donated the dress because I knew that it would be more important other people seeing it than me keeping it by myself.
And she was part of the competition. Did she tell you about the competition?
No, like I said, she never
told you anything about it?
No, never blew her own horn or anything. She just...
And she was picked by Mark Twain's granddaughter?
That's right,
And you said that she stayed in touch with Ralph Budd. What do you know about that?
We cleaned out her house. I found that letter that he sent to her, congratulating her on my birth, and but that's all I know about it.
But somehow she stayed in touch with Ralph Budd, the president of the CB&Q.
Yeah, somehow they, at least until I was born, they kept in touch somehow.
And what kind of person was she? What do you remember about her?
Oh, she was
a mom.
Yes, she was a great mom. She went to all our activities, and then when we had kids, she went to all our grandkids' activities.
Was she particularly interested in Mark Twain and Becky Thatcher, or not?
No.
No.
I think I don't know how she even decided to participate in, the selection, but.
And she's from LaGrange?
Yes.
That's where she grew up. Is that where she lived most of her life, or?
Well, she lived all her life there. In fact, we were raised in her parents' house. My dad always said she never made it around the block, because when her parents died, they left the house to mom and the business to her brother. And so we lived in the same house she was born in till she died.
Did you ever remember riding the Mark Twain Zephyr with her, the train at all? Or?
No.
She never got into trains because of the contest or anything?
No.
Do you know if she stayed in touch with Nina, the Mark Twain's granddaughter, at all?
No.
You didn't find any correspondence or anything like that?
No.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or?
No, that's about it.
All right.
Like I said, until just a few years ago, I didn't even know she had her dress, so she never said much about it.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
All right, very interesting. That is the daughter of Betty, who was the winner of the Becky Thatcher competition way back in 1935 in Hannibal, Missouri, chosen by Nina, who was Mark Twain's granddaughter, who was the hostess of the occasion. Oh, we hope you enjoyed these videos. We'll be back with another one, of course, next Sunday, the 15th of August. Until then, have a great week. I'm Robert Tabern, Director of Passenger Development for the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad, and thanks for checking out MarkTwainZephyr.com. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for another update on the Mark Twain Zephyr at the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad. Before you go, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's really easy. Depending on what browser you have, just click on the red subscribe button on the lower right-hand side below the video screen, or perhaps it might be in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. This way, you won't miss any of our future updates. For restoration updates throughout the week, head over to MarkTwainZephyr.com and click on the Restoration Updates link. We usually add a few photos during the week. Our next video update will be next Sunday afternoon. And remember, you can stay in touch with us throughout the week 24/7 on social media. We mainly use Facebook at Mark Twain Zephyr. We also occasionally use Twitter at Mark Twain Zephyr as well. Once again, thanks for following us and liking us and supporting the Mark Twain Zephyr restoration effort at the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad. We'll see you back next Sunday at this time.
Fly